Hi and welcome everybody, I am the DIY Swede. This is the first episode of my new build series. It's about the Golf mk7 GTE and it's a hybrid electric car. I'm going to build a SQ sound quality system in my car, and I will explain why I chose the different components and why I placed them in the specific places I placed them. It will not only be a sound quality system, but have different presets to convert the system into a more fun, bassy system, chest pounding bass, with a small hair trick, but not in a conventional way. This sound system makes me go full circle, because my first stereo build was actually in a car over 20 years ago. And now I will go back and make a real good sound quality system in my car and use all the knowledge I learned over these years. Sorry for not posting a video yesterday, as I always do on Wednesdays. Feeling sick and my throat is hurting, and I was out working 13 hours measuring in a big arena in Sweden with two of my colleagues, for improving the sound quality in the arena for different events. This is some real nice drone films from one of my good friends and colleagues, Jocke, and his drone. Thank you, man, for that. Quality audio system in a Golf mk7 GTE. Yes, I'm going to have tweeters and mid-ranges in the A-pillar. Then remove the factory door speakers and mount an 8-inch woofer, sound quality woofer, in each door. Here I'm going to mount the 8-inch woofers in the door, and I know it's not ideal, but this car hasn't the room for mounting SQ bass in the kicks on both sides, with ceiling closures in the right size. Ideal, I would like to butcher a hole in the kick in both sides and make a true IB mid bass, but this isn't the place or time. That's why I'm going to mount two 6.5 long throw high power woofers on the right kick panel, and I'm going to explain the acoustics behind that in the future. Here you can see most of the components in the system. The 8-inch sound quality woofer from a home system. Up in the corner, the tweeter and the mid-range. Some amps I will explain further in the next video. And a DSP sound processor, also in the next video. Subwoofer. And a sub mid-bass woofer or two. Yes, this is the Eton 8-800 hex. And it's a home audio woofer, and it's a 8 ohm driver. I was looking at a 6.5-inch woofer with good properties and a decent price, but it isn't a lot of drivers to choose from. So since I had this one laying around, why not use it? What my research tells me is that it's going to fit, but you never know. The cone is a Kevlar and a Nomex construction that makes it stiff and damped. It's got a really good frequency curve and a good distortion spectrum. Yes, on to the tweeters. And as usual, this isn't a regular tweeter. It's a magnet planar tweeter, BG Neo 3 PDR. It's open back tweeter, and it's a push-pull construction where the membrane is in the middle and the magnets is in the sides and ribs. Here you can see a cut through of a Neo 10, bigger one of this one. This way of construction, the tweeter is making it very good at keeping the higher harmonic distortion to a minimal and getting excellent decay characteristics, getting the intermodulation distortion to the absolute minimum, and higher order harmonic distortion and intermodulation distortion is what's making a tweeter or mid-range sounding harsh if you have the tuning and crossovers right. Here you can compare Accuton ceramic driver that a lot of people like if you want the highest resolution, but more high order distortion and pretty bad decay and a big nasty breakup, which you can fix if you want to know how to. Subwoofer is a real good site. I highly recommend if you want to look more into speakers and measurements and all that. On to the mid-range. Here's where the frequency from the voices comes from. If you get that wrong, you sound pretty strange. And that's why I chose ScanSpeak. And this is the 10M Silverline speaker. It's got a really good price to performance ratio, and it's about $120 for one. ScanSpeak is one of the best performance speaker brands out there, in my opinion. And a lot of high-end speakers, we're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars, high-end speakers, they have ScanSpeak elements. This is not meant to be a hyper extreme, super expensive fine quality build, rather a medium costly build that's aiming at about $2,500 in total. And I want to use my knowledge and make this as high sound quality system as possible for the money spent. Some of you may think this is a lot of money, but the cost of the level of system I'm aiming at is usually around $10,000, $30,000, if not more. That almost make this a bargain. Here you can see the frequency curve, and this is from ScanSpeak's own measurements. And it has a good, even, pretty straight frequency curve with a low amplitude, high frequency breakup. This ensures that you don't hear it after crossover. You don't cross it over extremely high. If you compare this to a ceramic Accuton driver, you get a pretty high amplitude breakup, and you can get rid of this, but it's much harder. You have to know what you're doing. So here you can see the total front speaker setup. And to spice it up with some chest pounding bass, I'm not talking about low frequency monotones, brr, brr. I mean snappy, high intense chest pounding bass. That's all about the acoustics of the car, the positioning of the speakers and the tuning. And that I will discuss and explain in a future video. And just to clarify, this is not the SQ sound of the system. I have two big inspirations from YouTube, and it's PS Sound and Nick from ApicellaAudio. Thank you very much guys for inspiring me to build this SQ system. Here we go, Subwoofer, the last part of the speakers. And I know It isn't a sound quality bass, but the budget which I had didn't include a extremer bass. And for this application, I wanted to port it at around 20 Hz. I think I'm going to scrap up around 50, 60, 70 liters. I don't know. I'm going to do it in a non-conventional way. And this woofer met this criteria. Port it somewhere around 20 to 25 Hz. And this is the calculation with the QTS and the FS to get the porting frequency. So hopefully I won't be too disappointed. Yeah, it's only $1,200, so what can you expect? No magic, but hopefully good enough. Thank you very much for watching this first episode of the SQ build in my Golf mk7 GTE hybrid, which I'm going to tell you more about in the next episode. Hope you have a nice day. Please leave a thumbs up and a comment if you like this video. Helps me a lot to grow this channel.